Hey everybody, LeadSpeed here. For people who watched my Dueling Network videos, you probably remember how insane I kind of was. Well, not really insane, but I was just like, I just have a thing, I guess. A thing. Yeah, a thing. Is that right? A thing? Yes, a thing. I freaking love ABYSSGUNDE, and I already talked about that in my, in the last video, and I think the Mermail video before that, so you can kind of see where I was going with that. And when I saw this, when I saw that Mermail ABYSSGUNDE is like featured on the Konami vlog page and stuff like that, I was like, yes, they understand the potential, and so do I. And I've shown that from time to time whenever I'm not recording or if I'm playing off screen of Dueling Network. Okay, that sounded weird. When I'm playing outside of Dueling Network, that's what I meant. Here they just talk about some of the combos and stuff like that, and how these mermaids can actually help you with some of the big combos. And I guess just, you know, allowing for more diverse plays, I guess. Even though, could you really call them diverse? I mean, they have a lot of plays. There's a lot of stuff they can do, and I think that's kind of one reason they hate them, and perfectly understandable. Because sometimes it's like, geez, when you thought you stopped one play, they could do another play. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess the teamwork aspect is what I really like about this deck. I mean, it works similarly to like Gusto's, how they kind of they're kind of like a team in itself. You have a wall, and then you have a recycler, and then you have a decent synchros that with good effects, blow up monsters, make your opponent take damage and stuff like that. And I don't know, kind of they just talk about some of the combos you can do, and they even talk about the new guy Forbid and stuff like that. But like, if you have a Abyssland or a Sphere, do this, you can do this. And then if you have a ABYSSDYNE, you can do this. Or if you have a ABYSSGUNDE, you discard her and lead to summon Megalo by lead and get an Abysssphere card, and then you can keep ABYSSDUS or whatever, which is pretty good. So they just talk about some combos, and a lot of these I've done. So yeah, they're not terrible. I mean, I think it's just personal preference if you want to run those or not. I mean, I still think Genex Undyne is an amazing card, but it's just not my preferred style, you know, running Controller and Undyne. I mean, pitching any Atlantean in your deck for the cost is great because you activate their effects, so you can like pitch Dragoons, get a search, and get a Controller. That's pretty stupid, but at the same time, like I like my deck to have more interaction, if you will. Although you can't really, I don't know if that's really true though, because they have, I mean, with the way that Mermail's kind of been shown, they have as little interaction as windups do. And I used to play windups, so that's saying something. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about what I'm going to be doing next. And this video is a Dueling Network video with this deck. Yes, this deck again. I'll stop showing this deck for a while after that, and then so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a duel with the Mermail Atlanteans, my build of it. Then after that will be the deck profile. Then it's going to be another Pokemon video, and then another Pokemon video. So it's kind of like I'm doing a cycle. I'm doing like a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh, a couple of different videos. I like to try to mix it up because I want to mix up between these two, because I know some people like Yu-Gi-Oh, some people like Pokemon. Can't please everyone, so I gotta do what I can, and I haven't uploaded this stuff in a while, so why not? Anyways, before I go too nuts, I'll just leave the link to this in the description. You can read it yourself, and you can read some of the other articles too. I mean, they talk about certain stuff, and sometimes you're able to figure out combos that either you didn't know or that I've used that you may have questioned. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking about that, and I'll see you guys in the video. So, peace out, guys. And I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll put a screenshot of it, like, right here and say that, or whatever. Cute and phenomenally powerful. A winning combination. Couldn't agree with you more. So, yeah. See you guys then.
Hey everybody, LeetSpeed here, and yes, that was Mermail ABYSSGUNDE, not ABYSSLIND on the cover, so it's like, what? Well, again, if you watched the beginning part of the video, which, you know, you probably didn't because you hate hearing me ramble, or some of you do, some of you don't. I have no idea. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to be talking about stuff involving Yu-Gi-Oh! And this game and this guy I was playing against, but yeah, This video, probably not like the best game, I'm gonna tell you that right now, but this is more so a showcasing of what ABYSSGUNDE does for my deck. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll get to that part when we do, but, like, with this game, well, because of, like, one really annoying part in the duel, I didn't get to do one particular play with ABYSSGUNDE that I love doing, and yeah, that kind of annoyed me too, but more importantly, a little bit of a mishap involving basic mechanics of the game. Now, of course, I'm going to explain what the heck I'm talking about when we get to that part, because, I mean, I'm just watching it back, and then, you know, I just, I don't know, like, some of the things that happen on DN sometimes, like, it makes me wonder, like, why am I still playing on this? I mean, I haven't played on Dueling Network in a while, and then for the first time in a while that I do, it's like, oh yeah, now I remember part of why I don't go on there, because it's on and off. It's literally an on and off experience. Like, you know, like in the past couple of games I had with the Mermail, and I had one with the Dolce and stuff, like, they were all pretty good games. Like, people, the players I played against know what they were doing, especially when it's dealing with YuseiTheSynchroHero, because, you know, he's like, you know, he's very in-depth about the rulings and stuff like that, and, you know, he even has a segment on that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's just like he can probably teach you guys, like, the basics of the game, like, if you don't know about him. Now, here's the part that pissed me off. Not like I go for Torrential, now he goes right for the end phase, and then I went for the Bissphere. Now, the fact that he went right to the end phase, you're gonna see why that pissed me off so much. Especially since we were just like, it just leads to like pointless arguing about, oh, you know, like I explained what a Bissphere does. And heck, for people who don't know what a Bissphere does, when you activate it, you special summon a Mermail monster from your deck. And then during your opponent's next end phase after you activate it, it gets destroyed. And then when it gets destroyed or whatever, when it leaves the field, the monster that you summoned gets destroyed. So basically, I planned on using Bissphere's effect, bring out ABYSSLIND, and then at his end phase, it would destroy ABYSSLIND and the sphere, and then Lynn would let me summon a Mermail monster from my deck because of her special ability. Now, because he went so fast and he didn't even go to main phase 2, he assumed that I did it at his end phase, when in reality, I was trying to do it in his main phase 2. I mean, it would make sense, because technically you could do it on your opponent's turn, and then when they go to their end phase, the sphere gets destroyed. So it's like, well, come on, seriously? That is some bollocks, if you will. I shouldn't be using that word. I mean, that's not in my language and stuff like that, but it's just some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't mind if, like, people don't know the basic rules. I mean, you know, I kindly explain it, stuff like that, and yeah, right here, I'm all like, you went way too fast. He went right to an end phase, and you didn't even go to main phase 2. And so he basically screwed up right there. It's like, you just went right to your end phase, and yeah. And again, he's all like, you activated when I end my turn. I'm like, dude, you went right to the end phase. You didn't even go to main phase 2. I didn't even get a chance to play it during your main phase 2. And he even has the nerve to go like, I don't have to do it if I don't want to. I'm like, what kind of messed up mentality is that? Like, heck, there are people I fight just like this guy that, you know, like, I try to explain the basic rules. I mean, you don't disregard the main phase 2. In fact, right here, I'm just like, you know what? I'll go by your logic. I will just proceed with you assuming that I activate it at your end phase, and then sphere doesn't get destroyed until his next end phase. What I would have done is I would have summoned Abyss Sturge, targeted like ABYSSLIND or something, toss ABYSSGUNDE to do it, and then use her effect to bring back Megalo and go for attack. Then I can either go for a rank 7 YuseiTheSynchroHero, or I can use ABYSSLIND's effect to make him discard one random card. Or, my bad, send one random card in his hand to the graveyard. So, yeah, that's what I was going to use ABYSSGUNDE to do, because when she gets discarded, she brings back any Mermail, regardless of level. And this is why, this is one of the many reasons I love ABYSSGUNDE, because she allows me to open up quite a few more plays in this deck that I probably couldn't have if I didn't run her, you know what I mean? And right there, that was pretty much game, because I was going to use Megalo's effect, Tribute Marksman, blow up a set monster, and then attack twice. So, I mean, you can kind of see what's happening. You can kind of see what happened right there, right? Like, shit hit the fan. And for the record, like, I don't mind if you're like new to the game. I mean, you know, I'll explain the basic rules, you know, like you know how the whole phase works. I mean, you can't just disregard the phases. I mean, every player has the phases. The draw phase, you draw a card. Standby phase, nothing usually happens unless a card effect specifies. You know, like Treeborn Frog or something like that. Or like Fire King High Avatar Garunix, which is the structure deck's coming out in a couple more days in the TCG. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then you have the main phase where you set monsters, summon monsters, set spells, set traps, activate traps, or whatever. And then you have the battle phase where you battle. Then you have main phase 2. You do anything else. You set a monster if you didn't already. You could set back row or whatever. And then you reach your end phase where nothing usually happens unless maybe there's a card effect that activates at the end phase. But like, for the guy to even go like, oh, I don't have to go to my main phase 2 if I don't want to. I'm like, dude, I'm playing Mermails. I have Abyss on the field. What if I want to use it during your main phase 2? Like, seriously, like, even if I did that, like, even if, like, I was playing against a Mermail landing player, I would have been like, okay, cool. Like, my bad for rushing to the end. Like, I would have apologized. I'm like, do your thing. Do the same with the Abyss. Like, I wouldn't just do that, because I wouldn't just be like, oh, well, you had to be in my phase. And just like, what? Well, yeah. You can kind of see how that annoyed me so much. But, yeah. After this is going to be the deck profile. So, yeah, look forward to that, guys, because, oh boy, it's going to be one heck of a ride, I'll tell you that. And I'm not talking about it because, you know, it's water-based and, you know, you can ride on it yeah, never mind. I'll see you guys later, so peace out, guys.